important that we pay attention to our blood sugar levels, because they're definitely going to be influenced. But there's other things that we want to kind of keep track of too: our blood pressure, our cholesterol, and triglycerides. With diabetes, we do have an increased risk for developing other chronic diseases like heart disease, and that's why we definitely want to pay attention to our other lab work, our other numbers. So definitely talk to your doctor about that. I know I'm a broken record with that, but it's important. And then also too, you might have your A1C checked occasionally, but just remember that you could have high highs and low lows with your blood sugar, and it would give you an A1C that seems like something in the middle. And that's why we don't want to exclusively rely on it. Okay, so I touched on lifestyle choices or changes that we can make. And these apply for both preventing and managing diabetes. Regular physical activity is going to be really important. And you'll find as I go through this list that they're all kind of interconnected. So the USDA general recommendations for activity for adults, and we're recommended to get 150 minutes of moderate intensity activity every week. And we want to try to incorporate some strength focused exercises as well. I like to encourage people to meet themselves where they are with exercise and being active. So if you're currently not very active, try to find 5 minutes, 10 minutes, something in your routine that seems realistic and attainable for you right now. Maybe adding a short walk during your lunch break or after dinner. And then you can always revisit that goal, build upon it. I think it's most important for us to make small changes that are sustainable, and then we can always add to that, right? Nutrition, which we're going to talk a lot about right now, that's so important. So we want to try balancing out our snacks, our meals, and our beverages. This can help a lot with keeping our blood sugar levels stabilized and helping with insulin sensitivity, both important factors in managing diabetes. And then these two things together can really help us maintain a healthy weight. But that's going to play a big role too in preventing and managing all sorts of chronic diseases, including diabetes. And another big one that I think sometimes we don't focus enough on is getting adequate sleep. Because if we're not sleeping well, we're probably not going to have the energy to be active. We're not going to have the energy to prepare ourselves. And also, there's even research that shows if we don't get enough sleep, we tend to reach for those higher carbohydrate, refined carbohydrate foods, probably just to keep us going, right? So adequate sleep is going to look different for everybody, but generally that's going to be between 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night. And making sure it's quality sleep too. And so once again, like with our activity, if you're not maybe near that 7 hours, find a way to work up to it or practice some good sleep hygiene, maybe do a little journaling before you go to bed, but find something that works for you. And then lastly, finding a healthy way to manage your stress. This is different for all of us. I've got some examples here. Breathing techniques are something you can do anywhere. So if you're sitting in rush hour traffic, you can just focus on your breathing a little bit. Doing some light stretching or yoga can be really beneficial, and walking in nature or just being outside. And with like yoga and walking, you're also getting some of that physical activity. So lots of benefits. Okay, so I mentioned balancing our meals, our snacks, our beverages. What does that look like exactly? I don't know if you guys are familiar with My Plate. It's from the USDA, and it's general recommendations for how we might put together a meal. So I like it because it's nice and visual and helps me kind of think about, every meal I'm eating. Do I have all my food groups on here? we want to try to incorporate as many food groups as possible when we're putting a meal together, because that's how we're going to get all of the nutrients that our body needs. That's not to say that every meal is going to have all 5. I know not all of mine do, but you might say, oh, I didn't fruit with this meal or this meal, so maybe I'll have it with my snack. And that's kind of the way we want to be thinking about it. I will say though, my plate is for the general healthy population. So if you are managing diabetes or have another chronic disease that you're managing, it may not be appropriate. And that's where working with your healthcare providers is really going to come into play. So you might have slightly less carbohydrates. You might have slightly different carbohydrates if you're managing diabetes. But in general, this is a good structure for a meal. When we put together a snack or a meal, we want to really try to include some protein. Protein is going to help our body slow down the absorption of glucose into the bloodstream. And it's also going to help us with satiety. So that's our feeling of fullness, which in turn will probably help us avoid overeating. And an example that comes to mind for a snack could be like a tablespoon or 2 of peanut butter and a couple apple slices. So with our snacks, a little bit of complex carbohydrate, which I'll talk more about in a little bit, will give us some good energy that we probably need. And then that peanut butter or a handful of nuts or maybe a piece of cheese, that's going to provide some protein and fat, which both help us feel a little bit fuller. I should have given a noise disclaimer. I've got dogs and they're very loud barkers. So I'm gonna apologize if they carry on too much. I'll probably have to go quiet them down. But also, we wanna make sure that we are focusing on portion control, really with all of our foods, but especially with our carbohydrate foods, because these are the ones that most influence our blood sugar levels. And it's not just the amount or quantity, but also the quality of our carbohydrates that affect our blood sugar. And I'll talk more about that. Okay, so one of the handouts that y'all have access to focuses on visualizing portions, which I really love. So this is a model that uses your hand. I don't have time to go through all of them, but the handout does talk through them. And if you Google search for like a picture of this, you'll be able to find it too. But sometimes, you know, we might go out to eat at a restaurant, or we might even just be serving something at home. And, you know, portions are different for everybody. There's serving size, which is on the nutrition facts label, and that's a standardized amount of a food. And I'll talk more about that. And then there's portion size, and portion is what we ultimately serve ourselves to eat. So serving size isn't necessarily correct or right. It's just more to guide us and have a standardized amount of something. But, you know, the portion we have could be several serving sizes. I know at restaurants, sometimes they serve massive portions, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, leftovers are always great, but sometimes we get this distortion of what maybe an ideal portion size might be for us. So I challenge you guys to kind of just pay attention to that as you maybe eat the next couple of meals. But in general, with our higher carbohydrate containing foods, a good portion size might be about a cup, like our grains, pasta, rice, even cereal. And the way you would visualize that with your hand is to make a fist. And so that's going to be approximately a cup. So it's not exact, but rather than having to carry measuring cups with us or pull them out every time we eat something, we can just, you know, dish out some of our rice and say, you know what, that looks to be about the size of my fist or a cup. But this has great recommendations for all sorts of different foods, like our protein foods and our fats and things like that. Okay, so I mentioned the quality of our carbohydrates being really important. So we have simple carbohydrates and complex carbohydrates. All foods fit, I like to say. So I'm not going to say that we can't enjoy our simple carbohydrates, but from the standpoint of managing blood sugar levels or, managing diabetes, we do want to be mindful of the types of carbohydrates we're consuming and maybe limit some of those more simple carbs. So simple carbohydrates, they're going to be comprised of simple sugars, and they're just going to break down very quickly and then be rapidly absorbed into our bloodstream. What this can cause is kind of a spike in our blood sugar, which might give us that immediate sense of energy. And then sometimes we crash too. And that might be when we're immediately hungry again, or we just feel super exhausted. So we really want to kind of avoid the spike and crash. But examples of our simple carbohydrates are things like sugar sweetened beverages, like our sweet coffee drinks, our sweetened tea, sodas, those kinds of things. Juice is a simple carbohydrate. Now, there are nutrients in juice, but if you were to compare it to a whole piece of fruit, you're squeezing all of this juice out of, let's say, an orange, and you're leaving behind the body of it, right? And so you're missing out on fiber, any nutrients that are in that peel. But then also, I know I can drink a glass of juice in like a minute or two. It's going to take me a while to eat that orange. And you're probably consuming maybe 3 oranges worth of juice in a glass. So it's not to say that juice can't be part of a healthy and balanced diet. We just maybe want to limit the juice to a small serving once a day, and then have the piece of fruit as our other serving of fruit throughout the day, if that makes sense. Other simple carbohydrates might be our like packaged cookies, all the tasty baked goods, corn flakes or other sugar sweetened cereals, and white bread. And then we'll focus now on our complex carbohydrates, and these are ones that we want to try to incorporate more of into our diet. So they're a more complex structure, which takes longer for our body to break down and use. And so we tend to see more of a gradual rise in our blood sugar and then a gradual kind of decline. So that helps keep us from getting too hungry, too cranky, you name it. These types of carbs do usually contain fiber, and fiber is so important for our health. We need it for our gut bacteria to be healthy. We need it for bowel regularity. It helps us with fullness as well. So looking for more of those whole grain versions of things like brown rice versus white rice, or 100% whole wheat bread versus white bread, whole grains like farro or quinoa. There's all sorts of cool ones that you can try. And if you go to like the bulk section of a grocery store, you can usually get a little baggie for not too much money and just kind of try something out. You can even get microwavable bags of whole grains, but those are all really good options. Of course, our vegetables, both starchy and non-starchy, are going to be good complex carbohydrates. Oatmeal, it's another one. So lots of great options. Okay, so now I'm gonna talk a little bit about the nutrition facts label, and I would love to go through the whole thing, but I'm gonna focus on our carbohydrates, just keeping in mind the time that we have. So first and foremost, if you are using the nutrition facts label, I recommend that you always look at the serving size. I talked a little bit about it earlier, but if I decide to eat 1 1/3 cups of whatever this example food is, then I'm having 2 servings, which is fine, but you have to keep in mind that's, twice as many calories, twice as many carbohydrates. That's very important. And, likewise, if you're eating 1/3 a cup, then it's going to be half of all of this. So we probably don't want to do math, but just important to keep that in mind. So from the standpoint of carbohydrates, you're going to find that information kind of in the middle of the nutrition facts label. And the first thing you'll see in bold is total carbohydrate. So what they mean by total is it includes any carbohydrate present in that food or beverage, including starch, fiber, sugar, whether it's naturally occurring or added sugar, and even sugar alcohols. So oftentimes when people are paying attention to their carbohydrate intake or counting carbs, they're looking at total carbohydrate. You don't have to do any math or add anything up there. It's just all inclusive. So if you look at this example label, starch and sugar alcohols aren't on there, and it's because they're not required to be listed by food manufacturers. Sometimes you might see them listed out, especially if something contains sugar alcohols, but in general, it's probably not going to be on there. But you will see dietary fiber and then total sugars. And if you notice, there's a little indentation under total carbohydrate, and that's just kind of emphasizing that this number is included in the total. So again, with total sugars, that includes all the sugar within that serving. So it's going to have naturally and added sugar included. I feel like this one, it's a little confusing the way they break it down, but I wanted to point out added sugar as something that we generally want to in our diet. The dietary guidelines for Americans recommends that we keep our added sugar intake to less than 10% of our total calories for the day. I like to encourage people to just limit it in general because there's no additional nutritional benefit from having added sugar in our diet. So that's, you know, when we sweeten a beverage with honey, maple syrup, table sugar, agave, any of that stuff is considered added sugar. Sometimes it's sneaky and you find it in like your yogurt, your granola bars, your cereal. So we don't have to completely limit it. We just want to try to keep it on the lower end. And there's other great information on the nutrition facts label. So, you know, you might be paying attention to potassium or sodium, and all of this is often dependent on our personal medical history. And then if you guys are near a food label, I encourage you to grab one real quick and just check it out. So let's see, I brought two. You probably can't see them very well because of the background, but one is actually a microwavable pouch of barley and lentils. So it's a whole grain and a pulse. And real quick, I can't show you very well, but I'll just look at it. So the label has a cup as the serving size, and then it gives the nutrition information for the serving and for the container, which is really nice because, you know, certain foods we might eat the whole container as our portion. So I could look to see what the total carbohydrate is, which for one cup is 44 grams. There's 10 grams of fiber in this because it's, you know, it's got lentils, it's got whole grains, which is really great. And there's no added sugar. And then just one more, I have this granola bar, and the serving is 1 bar. And I'm going to come down to total carbohydrates. It's 24 grams, and there's 3 grams of fiber, 16 grams of total sugar, but no added sugar. So that's all naturally occurring. And I know it's made with like fruits and nuts and things like that. So hopefully you guys had a chance to look at something. And if not now, maybe after all of the presentations tonight. I think I briefly mentioned carbohydrate counting, and I'll just go over that again. So some people, when managing diabetes, use carbohydrate counting to kind of monitor their carbohydrate intake. If someone is using insulin to help manage their diabetes, oftentimes they use carbohydrate counting to help with dosing their insulin. And in general, carbohydrate counting is kind of categorizing foods into portions that are 15 grams of total carbohydrate, and we call that a carb choice. So an example of that would be a slice of bread might be 1 carb choice, or about 15 grams of carbohydrates. A glass of milk is about 15 grams of carbohydrates. So it would be considered one carb choice. And so if this is something that you're interested in, this might be a good opportunity to work with a registered dietitian or another healthcare provider to learn a little bit more about it. Okay, so hopefully you guys have a sheet of paper still with you and something to write with. If you would like to participate, go ahead and draw yourself a big circle for a dinner plate, and you can kind of divide it up like this. And we're gonna just think of a nice balanced meal that we can kind of build together. So sometimes I choose my protein first and then I build things around that. And then other times I might choose maybe a fun vegetable dish and then build everything around that. But I'll go ahead and give you guys just a minute to work on that, and then I'll take you through my example. And I did just look at the time, I'm sorry. So I'm gonna go through this real quick. Okay, so I went with Tex-Mex because I am a Texan born and raised, and I love Tex-Mex. So I chose 3 ounces of beef fajita as my protein. I've got 2 6-inch corn tortillas. So that would be 2 carb choices if I was counting my carbohydrates. I've got a little dairy with some cheese and sour cream that I'm adding to my tacos. And then I really like the sauteed peppers and onions, also the guacamole. So I've got about a cup of my veggies, and then the guacamole is a higher fat or more nutrient dense food. So I'm keeping the serving size to a smaller serving, and that's 2 tablespoons. And then I included fruit salad, although realistically, if this was me, I would probably be eating the fruit later and not with my meal. I might opt for some chips and salsa instead, you know? But if I had the chips and salsa, then that plus my 2 corn tortillas, that would be about 3 carbohydrate choices for my meal. I think this is nice and balanced. I'm probably going to be happy and full afterwards, which is ultimately what we want when we eat a meal. So if you didn't get a chance to finish your plate, I encourage you to work on it later. But just real quick, I want to go over some key takeaways. So once again, making sure that we have a good relationship with our healthcare providers and can work with them on those regular screenings and checkups. And ultimately, that's going to help us figure out what our specific needs are. We want to work to maintain an active life, whatever that looks like for us. And that's just a huge factor in preventing and managing chronic disease. Find a way to get that adequate sleep and to manage the stress. And those 2 are connected, definitely. We definitely tend to be more stressed out if we're not sleeping well. And focus on balancing your meals and snacks. So, if reading labels feels tedious, then like I mentioned earlier, just try to incorporate that protein food with a carbohydrate as a snack, or always making sure you have a good source of protein, whether it's plant or animal based with your meals. That's going to help a lot. Try to limit the added sugars, especially in beverages, because they can kind of sneak up on us. It's very easy for us to drink our carbohydrates. And then lastly, focusing on that quality and quantity. So practicing portion control, or at least being mindful of it, and then looking for those more complex high fiber carbohydrates. So those are my references. And then I am also providing nutrition counseling. First and foremost, I am an extension agent with Texas A&M AgriLife Extension. But if you have questions about what nutrition counseling is, or just want some more information or have questions about the presentation, you can definitely reach out to me. I'm going to stop sharing, and then I'm going to also put my email address in the chat.
Thank you, Christina. If anyone we're going to give you 5 minutes to ask questions. So if anyone has a question, you can put it in the chat, or you can raise your hand. I'll see if I can see it. Make it into gallery. Yeah. If you have a question for Christina.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I have an autistic son, and he's very picky when it comes to certain foods. Like, I tried to sneak in like certain foods and things like that. So, do you have any other suggestions? I tried smoothies. He doesn't like the texture of that, and like I gave him like a vegan pizza and like a vegan nuggets and things like that, but that's like really all he'll eat. Like if it's like an actual vegetable on his plate, he will not touch it. So do you have any advice for that?
Yeah, it's definitely not an area that I specialize in, but this could be an opportunity to maybe work with a dietitian that does specialize in that area. I would encourage you to not get discouraged. Kids in general often need to be exposed to the foods that they haven't had before a lot of times. And if you've already done that, and you've already tried different preparation methods, then if possible, I would try to maybe get them more involved in the selection of the vegetable or fruit or whatever food it is. Have him pick something out. Maybe have him help with preparation. Oftentimes kids, when they feel more invested in putting together that snack or meal, they're going to be more likely to try it and enjoy it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Someone has a question in the chat. They want to know, do you accept insurance for one of the sessions regarding nutrition?
That's a great question. So yes, I am working on accepting more insurance. I'm currently in network with Blue Cross Blue Shield. I'm waiting to be approved by some other providers. And some dietitians do accept insurance, some don't. So that's definitely to always ask. But there's something called a super bill that can be provided, which an individual pays up front, but they get a receipt of services that they can then take to their healthcare provider, or I'm sorry, their insurance provider, and hopefully get reimbursed out of network. So there are a lot of options out there, but yes, in general, dietitians are trying to make nutrition counseling more accessible and attainable because it's so important.
Thank you, Christina. Another question is bread good to eat?
So I love bread. So I think it's good to eat. Now, I would say that's a good one to maybe focus on trying to get those more complex carbohydrates. So trying to get the 100% whole wheat bread or a whole grain bread that's got a lot of naturally occurring fiber and not very much added sugar, that was a choice. But if someone's like freshly baking bread, I'm going to eat it. Hopefully you are too. So that's where we practice, portion control, pair it with something like a little bit of cheese or something that'll help fill us up a bit more.
Okay. Somebody has another question. We'll get one more question, and then the ones that are in the chat, I'm going to send it to Christina, and she can answer it. And hopefully I'll get it back to you with the answer, with what she responded on, okay? Somebody had a question. Go ahead.
I have a question. Yes. I wanted to know if you're eating the way, like the plate, if you're eating like that and you pretty much try to stick to it for your 3 meals a day and your snacks, and then you can't go to sleep at night. What is something that you can do to, should I cut back on it, on the foods, or is there something that I should be adding to my diet to help me go to sleep at night?
Really good question. So there's a lot of different things that could impact that. So if we do eat really close to our typical bedtime, sometimes that can make it harder for us to fall asleep. So if you feel like you're eating, you know, within an hour or two of bedtime, it might be worth trying eating a little bit sooner. Sometimes, you know, if we go to bed too full or too hungry, that can make it hard for us to fall asleep. Making sure we're getting enough magnesium, which really comes down to like getting a good variety of fruits and veggies, trying to get our whole grains and legumes like our beans, peas, those kinds of things. That magnesium can help a lot with helping our sleep. Even just, you know, trying to incorporate that physical activity. If we can spend some time outside being active, that tends to help regulate our circadian rhythm, help us get the sleep that we need. So also screen time, you know, a lot of us, me included, tend to be on some kind of device right before bed. And I know that can make it hard to fall asleep too. And as for foods that we can try to help us sleep, I know that cherries can help our body produce melatonin. There's a little research to support that, but I don't know if it's going to be like, you know, this amazing drastic change. But that could be something to look into. If you do eat a snack, making sure, again, it's got a little protein and some complex carbohydrate and not too close to bedtime. That might be beneficial as well. But yeah, a lot of different things that could potentially help.
Okay, thank you so much again, Christina, for sharing all the goodies and dropping some nuggets. As I said before, I took your questions and I also replied to those in the chat to see if it's okay for me to send your question to Christina. She'll respond, or you can either email. You put your email in the chat, right, Christina?
I did, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you can email her, you know, yourself if you want to. So we're gonna move on to our next speaker. Thank you again, Christina.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Our next speaker is Cassandra Grace Beverly, and she says she was born February the 17th, 1970. She's a licensed professional hairstylist for 33 years. She enjoys shopping, crossword puzzles, going to the movies, doing crafts, cooking, working out, spending time with her family, and traveling with her husband, Robert Beverly, of 20 years of marriage. She says a personal goal was when she started outdoor cycling in 2015 and bike events that she was able to accomplish the Tour de Cure for diabetes, bike around the Bay, MS 150 multiple sclerosis, and tour to Houston. That's very good. Cassandra also says she's a member of First Missionary Baptist Church in Angleton, Texas, under the leadership of Pastor G.R. Holland. She enjoys serving the adult senior choir and the mission department, volunteering with the community, kids program at her church, and helping when needed on the church kitchen staff. She loves helping and sharing with others in any way she can. Cassandra was taught by her mother to always treat others how you would like to be treated. And one of her favorite scripture is Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. And she says a few songs that she loves is God's Grace by Luther Barnes, and He Did It For Me by Tamala Mann. All right, I'm going to put the spotlight on Cassandra so she can start helping us. Let's see here. All right, Cassandra, let me see, make sure I got you sharing. You have a presentation? Say it again, Cassandra.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, you need to share the screen?
Yes, no, I don't need you to share.
Oh,
You
okay.
can just share the information that I emailed to you.
Yes, ma'am. I'll send it in the chat.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You can go ahead and start while I'm doing
Good
it.
evening, everyone. Can everyone hear me? Afternoon, and I would like to thank Ravonda for having me on to share my journey of health and fitness, to let everyone know that, no, this is not an easy journey. Christine or Brown, she shared so much that kind of steps into what I am going to be sharing with you all. But I am sharing you on the side of just everyday people. My journey started in 2003. I was diagnosed with high cholesterol. Before that, I did not take my fitness level, my eating habits seriously. So I had to go to the mind. We're talking about mind, body, and soul. So I had to think of in the mind, okay, after trying all the other fad diets, stopping and starting, I had to say, okay, Cassandra, what is your why? Why do you want to be healthy? What is your goal in being healthy? Okay, so number one, I had to say to myself, what's my why? Is it losing weight? Is it for an event? Or is it for my health? Because before I got to the decision in my mind to say, this is for my health. This is for my health. So I can have not only life that God has provided, but a healthy life that God wants me to have. The next thing I had to figure out in my mind is, what is my trigger? And the triggers are, why do you eat when you're not hungry? It could be you're sad, you're depressed, you're bored. Mine was boredom. If I don't have anything to do and I'm just sitting around watching TV, I want to get a bag or something instead of pushing it out. I want to get my hand in that bag and just watch my movies. So you have to figure out your triggers and you have to learn to deal with your triggers. When you feel that you're bored, find something to do. When you feel that you're sad, or sadness could be being lonely. You could be sad about a loved one. So you have to put something in that place to do instead of eating. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about is after you get your mind together, then you got to go to the body. All this stuff that I talked about on getting my mind together, why is it going to help my body? Well, when you work out, get a good eating plan, these are the things that can help your body. You will start to lose weight. You'll be able to fit in some of those clothes that you have pushed in the back of the closet. You will not have chronic disease, such as diabetes, like Miss Christina Brown just said. It would help your high blood pressure. It will help your cholesterol. It also will help your mobility. Because a lot of times when we don't move or eat the healthy food that our body needs, we get inflammation in our joints. And a lot of people think, oh, I'm just getting old, I have arthritis. But certain foods that you eat cause inflammation in your joints. And so when you eat those foods and you have the inflammation in your joints, it is hard to move. You have swelling in your body, you have sore muscles. So we have to eliminate some of the foods that we eat, and our mobility will be better. I'm going to piggyback also, sleep better. The healthier you eat, the more you move, you will get a good night's sleep. And like I said before, your joints will feel better. Another helpful hint is with your body. We always have a habit of stepping on the scale. We get on the scale, see that number, we have a number in our mind. So we get on that scale and we see that scale, and then it's a disappointment. So we give up, but you don't give up. So try not to base your healthy lifestyle on the scale. We call a lot of people in fitness, at the gyms and everything, they call them non-scale victories. Find a non-scale victory. Instead of stepping on the scale, find an outfit that you like. Pull that outfit from the back of the car, put it somewhere. Every time you walk by in your bedroom, your bathroom, you see it. Pick a date. Once a month, when you start your healthy lifestyle journey. And I keep saying healthy lifestyle journey because, like I say, I once used to do fad diets. Diets is something that's temporary. Lifestyle journey is a lifestyle. It's constant. You never stop. Keep making that journey towards. So find a day, pick that outfit out. Once a month, when you start your lifestyle journey, you try that outfit on. You will be amazed. A lot of times we want a quick fix, but you got to understand wherever we at, we didn't get there quickly. We got there slow and steady. Getting that bag of chips, watching TV, getting that ice cream every night. That was with the Golden Girls, 10 o'clock. So it was slow and steady that the weight came on. So the slower your journey goes, the more beneficial it would be. So try that outfit on every month and see. Set your goals, not high, but set them reachable. Just say you want to lose 25, maybe 50 pounds. Don't get so focused on that 50 pounds right off the bat. Start with, I'm going to work on 5 pounds. Once you get 5 pounds, celebrate. I'm ready to go to the next 5. 5 at a time. Slow and steady, slow and steady. And that's what will happen with your body. Okay? Your spirit. Once you get your mind together, you get your body, that inner spirit, it's like, whoo, you're just floating. There's so many things that you can do to not only get the mind, the body, and the spirit right. When you exercise and the type of workouts that you find, it is so beneficial to not only your body and your mind, but that spirit. Try doing yoga. It's a lot of different types of yoga, so everybody's different. You have to find that niche that fits you. One shoe doesn't fit all of us that's on this screen. We all have different sizes. So you have to find a workout that's tailored to you. And always remember, you must love yourself. And it's okay to put yourself. It's okay to say, I need to do this for me. It's okay to say, I'm going to block out this time. Everybody in my life, from my clients, my family, they know at a certain time, when I get up in the morning, that's my workout time. So they don't bother me. My husband, he knows any way possible. He knows that I have set that time for me. And that's why I say it's okay to put yourself first. Because if we don't take care of ourselves, how are we going to pass on and take care of somebody else? So you must remember, it is okay to love yourself. And also, I sent an email with a lot of different workouts that I have tried. And one of the things that I've learned by working out with my mother is 74 years old. She has bone density in her left side, touching on her sciatica nerves, causes her very, very much pain. So some of the workouts that I chose was on the list for you that if you can print out if you like. It's Senior Fitness with Meredith, Senior Shape Fitness with Lauren, Grow with Joe. It's indoor walking. A lot of times you don't want to get outside because of the weather. You can do it at home if you're not a part of a gym. It's so much that we can do right in our own home. A lot of people say, well, I don't want to do it by myself. Find you a buddy. We have been blessed to have so much electronic, Zoom, FaceTime. You can be in your home. You can have a buddy in her home or his home, and y'all can FaceTime. Accountability. My mother, I'm her. She started in this year of April. And up until now, she's noticed that her mobility is different. Her left side of her hip, she was having so much pain with, she's noticed that that is better. She told me this morning after we worked out, bending down, picking up things is so much easier for her. When she would come, I would get her workout things for her and place them. I would take them and put them up. She does it on her own now with no pain. Just little things. Going into the grocery store, bending the correct way from your knees and lifting up. So it's just little, small steps, okay? Cassandra, I can't do that. I have a bad back. My knees hurt. My ankles hurt. It is so much you can do sitting in a chair. Just a regular chair. You can do chair fitness. You think it's not much, but chair fitness. When my mother started doing the chair fitness, she was like, "Whoo, I thought you was gonna take it easy on me, but this chair fitness ain't no fun. Have me sweating and everything." Some of the tools that you can use for working out, I gave them on the list and you can print it out. But I just want to show you some of the things that we can use to work out in our home. We have resistant bands, and they have different strengths on these resistant bands. You can find these on Amazon. You can find them at Walmart, Academy, and the strengths are to your level. And you can do so much with them. You can do upper body, lower body, all of that. Also, if you choose to do yoga, and Cassandra, I can be bending and getting in all of them different moves. I can't stretch like that. The yoga blocks and the yoga strap, they help you get into those moves. You can just place them, and if you can't bend down and stretch a certain, just put your blocks down. Use these. Okay, you have certain moves that you have to lift your leg. Oh, I can't hold my leg up. You have your yoga straps. You can put your foot in there. You can hold that leg up with the straps. You can take it out, all of that. Okay, you also have different, these are called booty bands. You step in these. I recommend, they have plastic. I recommend to get the cloth ones because they tend to stay on you better. And what you do is you step into these, and they're in certain the workouts that I have suggested, they will show you how to put them on. And they have them from light, medium, and heavy. I encourage you to start with the light ones because they don't give. Start with the light ones if you choose. And you just step in them, and it helps tone your quads, which are your thighs, your hamstrings, the back of the legs. Of course, we all want to keep our glutes tight and lifted. Put them in the right, you do squats and keep it that way. Another type of resistant bands, these are the ones with the cables. These, I've had these for years. It came in a set. So you probably won't find these, but they do have them here where you can get them singles, different strengths. If you don't want to use dumbbells, you can use the cables, the handles. You just put them in, you step in them, and you can do like simple bicep curls. You can do side raises for your shoulders. You can even put these here, step your feet wide. You can do squats. It's just so much. If you want to tone your inner thighs, balls. That one didn't want to be a part of the show today. Simple balls. These are little yoga balls. You just put them. You can even use them for arm work. And you feel this. I feel this all the way in the back of my shoulders, right there in that shoulder blade. You can put them in the thighs, do a little squat, squeeze. It helps. And if you do this, ladies, it also helps with bladder control, because doing that squeezing, it helps keep you tighter. Okay, a good mat for your workouts, easy. If you don't have a mat, you can do a towel. And also, if you don't want to spend the money on a yoga strap, use a belt. You can use a belt. Yoga blocks. You can get you 2 thick books if you don't want to purchase blocks. Use what you have at home. You can use books to post yourself. You can use 2 towels. Place them, if you don't have a mat, get 2 large towels, place them on the floor to give you some cushion. Also, weightlifting. A lot of women think, I don't want to lift weights. I don't want to look like a man. I guarantee you, ladies, we don't have the stuff in our body to look like a man. It takes, you see the ladies who build the muscles, we're not going to go through what they go through. They have to deplete their body of everything, salt, sugar, and some of them do take enhancements. We're not going to do that. So lifting weights is good for our bones. They don't have to be big, heavy weights, small weights. These are 2 pounds, 3 pound weights, 5 pound weights. If you don't have weights, you can use water bottles. You can get the gallon size water jugs. You can use those. Hold on to those handles of those jugs and you can lift just like that. Lifting the weights helps our bone density. We got to keep our bones strong. We don't want to have brittle bones. And so in everything that I've told you tonight and share with you, it's not an easy journey for fitness. A lot of times we said, well, what am I doing with my hair? That's expensive. Buying the healthy food, that costs too much. What would you rather spend your money? Your good health or medication? What would you rather have? Just living quality of life. You want to be able to move. You want to be able to go to functions. When you go to functions, do you want to be sitting on the bench while everybody else is having fun? No. You want to be a part. So, thinking a little recap, thinking about your mind. What is my why? Why is this so important to me? Thinking about the body. When I do all this, what good comes to my body? Number 3, my spirit. I take care of my mind, my body. How is my spirit feeling? I will tell you that when I do yoga and do my meditation and I think about how God has brought me so far in my life, how he's kept me, protected me, even when I was doing wrong in my life, God sheltered me. And you can do that. They have some of the stuff that I share with you. They have gospel workouts in there. The Arena Elizabeth, I just finished. Ravonna was talking about journaling. And me and my cousin, Deshandra, she's on here now. We were talking one night about journaling. And I used to journal all the time. And I stopped. And I just recently started back. And she also said she was starting back. And so I just finished a 30-day yoga challenge with Arena Elizabeth on YouTube. And before she starts her yoga, she has a journal and she asks you questions. So I especially went out and bought me a journal in that. And it really makes you think about your mind, your body, and your spirit when you journal. So I just want to leave to everyone. Before you start anything, I encourage everyone to go to the doctor. I did that. Get your lab work done, your blood work done, and that way you can see what your body needs. Just like I said before, we're all different. So what I may be doing may not be the best for the next person, but if you go get your lab work done, then you can see and know exactly what your body needs. Thank you. I hope I said something to encourage you, to make you want to just step in to taking care of your body. And don't forget to make an appointment. This month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Go to the doctor to get those checkups. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cassandra. That was some good information, a lot of information. She put the list of the different yogas that you can try on YouTube, and some things that she showed in the video is listed on there as well, right? They can buy from Amazon. So if you have a question, we're gonna do a Q&A, 5-minute question. Let me take it off from Cassandra. But if you have a question, go ahead and ask your question, or you can put it in the chat box. Let's see if we have any questions in there. Okay, go ahead. Renee, am I saying your name right? Go ahead and unmute. You're still muted. There you go.
Cassandra, do you ever, like, could you do, or would you be willing to do a Zoom with your mom and everybody, that we could do a Zoom with y'all? My problem is working out by myself. Mm-hmm. I don't like to work. I'm not going to work out by myself. So, I mean, so like when you guys are working out, like, mm-hmm. Is there a way we can join in from our home, work out with you?
I would be okay
with it. We can't hear you, Cassandra. Speak through the mic. We didn't hear you.
I said I would be happy to do that. Just let me ask my mom, and I'm quite sure she'll be okay with it also.
What time do you do that? What time do you do it?
We usually start anywhere between 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. That was a good question. Yeah. Anybody else have a question for Cassandra? Someone put a question in the chat. They said, were the bands called boogie bands? What are the bands called?
Booty bands.
Booty.
B-O-O-T-Y.
Okay. Let's see if it was another question. So I had a question for those who hate exercising, which is me. A simple thing that I can do, like right now, being proactive about my health. One simple thing that I can start doing.
One I feel, because you do not like to work out, is you may find something 30 minutes. Break it up 10 minutes at a time. Even if it's just pulling up a YouTube indoor walking. They have short periods. That's a lot of times. A lot of people, oh, I don't want to work out that long. You don't have to work out a full 30 minutes at a time. Just get that 30 minutes out through the day. You can go 10 minutes here, 10 minutes here, 10 minutes here. You're still getting it in, and it's still going to help. And once you start doing the 10 minutes at a time, your body's going to get stronger. So you're going to be like, the 10 minutes over already? I'm going to add 5 more minutes. So you're doing 15 minutes. Just, start small. And what do you think you would like the walking, indoor walking? Do you have a problem working out by yourself?
I don't like to work out by myself, but I do like to walk. And most people don't like to walk. When if I have somebody said, I'll do it with you, but I don't want to walk, I like to walk. So.
I would suggest you try the indoor walking. I have a few of my mission sisters are on here tonight, and I'm so happy to see them. But one of them on here, Miss Shirley Robinson, she does a lot of the walking YouTube videos. Oh, okay. And it has really helped her health a lot. And she's lost weight with doing the indoor walking.
Okay, I will look that up. Thank you so much.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right,
she's muted.
I'm sorry, I muted myself and started talking. Okay, we're gonna get ready for some shopping. We have Grace Me Company presents Premier Moisture. She's gonna do some shopping with us. So she's gonna tell us about her products. And we can do a little shopping. Then when she's done, we're gonna, don't leave yet, because I want to dismiss us. But before we dismiss, I want to share a giveaway that I didn't do earlier. So we have some cool giveaways to share. So let me pin Miss Ebony. She's gonna tell us about her company. And everyone, if you can, please go ahead and mute so we can hear her. And I'll have to mute myself. Let's see, let me find Ebony.
Hey everybody. You hear my theme music in the background.
Yes, I do.
We have a Caribbean vibe going on.
All right. There we go.
This is the little dancing y'all can start, since we've been talking about diabetes awareness and using those bands.
Thank you.
Greetings. Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, greetings. I bring you greetings from Grace Me Company presents Premier Moisture. And I do want to kind of talk about both names. Grace Me Company is our, I guess, father of the company, where we're going to do a lot of information dissemination. I think that's naturally my passion, so people can understand about the benefits of natural products and just products in general being placed on your skin. A lot of times we often just go and pick up something just because it's on sale or it smells good, and we really don't look at the active ingredients. And I too was once that person. Now, since I found out I had a skin condition, I now pay close attention to what I put on my skin, and I listen to my body. you know, I feel how my body is reacting to whatever I'm putting on it. And if it doesn't work, I'm not going to continue using it. So Grace Me Company is the information dissemination component, more so of a charitable organization where we want to go out and it's spread awareness about natural health care. In addition to that, we have Premier Moisture, which is what products we offer that are natural handmade body moisturizing products. And one of our best products, I guess, that started this company would have been our Whip Shea Body Butter. Like, by the show of hands, how many people have used shea butter before, seen shea butter in its natural form? Okay. So it seems like a lot of you guys already know about it. So you know about the benefits of it being highly moisturizing. It helps in with anti-inflammatory issues, a lot of basically joint pain. It helps heal burns. Another thing, it has a natural SPF, which is helping prevent from sun rays. It's also good for helping to fade dark spots, and you want to also utilize it if you're pregnant to reduce stretch marks. So, or even if you're not pregnant, stretch marks are coming. I'm learning the older I get. So this is great product. What I am showing today is the 2 different versions of our Whip Shea Body Butter. They come in multiple scents. I have 7 different scents you can choose from. If you're an individual that suffers from eczema, psoriasis, extra dry skin, I will most definitely suggest that you kind of stay to the non-fragrance or just maybe an essential oil. And the essential oil that I would suggest for the Whip Shea Body Butter is lavender. That is one of the scents that it's offered, and it helps with restful sleeping. It has studies across Google that shows you lavender is very helpful with helping to ease the body and wind the body down for you to utilize. So lavender is one of the scents. I have oatmeal milk and honey, which is a pleasant scent. I have a lot of just families as a whole utilize this scent. I have pink sugar, which is a floral scent. It smells awesome. It looks, it has a little pink, has a pink consistency. This is our pink sugar. This is our 2-ounce jar. As you can see, it's 2 ounces. This will last you, depending on the areas that you put it on, for about 2 weeks. Give or take. If you're only using it maybe on your feet in a small increments at a time. And then we have our Reggie scent, which is our clean cotton. This is a gender neutral scent. It's very popular. It's clean. It's crisp. This is another one that families as a whole utilize. All of these products are available on my website, which is gracemecompany.com. Another interesting fact is one of the presenters' name was Grace. I'm like, how ironic. You know, we had all these Graces up in here. But the product, thank you, Cookie. Oh, y'all didn't know her name was Cookie. I'm sorry, that's what I've known her for all my life. All my life, she's been Cookie. And indeed, that is a very fitting name for her. But yes, all the products are available on gracemecompany.com. And I also have been working with the Black Store. If you're in the Houston area, we have products available on their shelves as well for you to just go by and pick up. Another great benefit, if you want to receive discounts, because the storefront with the Black Store, their price point may be a little bit more expensive than going on the website, where if you don't want to pay for shipping, you can do Central Houston pickup. We have a Central Houston pickup location. You just have to select that option after you check or during checkout. And what you'll do is be able to go pick up your products from a central location, but Monday through Saturday, I want to say it's from 10 to 7 are the hours of operation. And then on Sunday, the hours may be like 12 to 6. But for the most part, Monday through Friday, 10 to 7 are the hours, but that pickup is only available if you place the order online. So other products that we have available, in addition to the whip shea body butter, for people that just are highly moisturized about themselves, meaning that they probably sweat a lot. Their body naturally produces a lot of moisture on its own. They may just need a little lotion. So we have lotion available. We have the clean cotton scent in the lotion, and we also, I don't know if you can see that, you guys. And we also have a pink sugar in the lotion as well. In addition to lotions, we have soaps that we offer. Natural soaps are a great remedy or a great combination with the whip shea body butter. We have black soap, and it has turmeric and honey in it. And then we also have a shea butter soap that has turmeric but no honey. This shea butter soap is more moisturizing. Both of them can be drying, but this one is very drying because what the turmeric is doing is pulling out all the impurities that your skin may have to help you with an even skin tone. In addition to those soaps, we have a oatmeal milk and honey bar that I have before you. You'll see that it has gentle exfoliants in it, which is the honey. Is it going away? Okay, I don't know. It doesn't want to work with me. Okay, you guys may or may not be able to see the honey or the oats that are in this soap, but it's a gentle exfoliating soap that's going to leave you clean and with gentle exfoliation. In addition to those soaps, we have scented soaps that pair with our body butter scents. Again, those scents are lavender. Well, I don't have a lavender soap, but I do have a Reggie clean cotton soap. We have the pink sugar soap. We have an almond soap. We also have the Reggie clean cotton soap, and as mentioned before, our turmeric soap and oatmeal milk and honey. Now, if you are a person that may suffer from brittle hair, and you notice that you receive a lot of shedding, I highly recommend a perfect pair. We have this whip shea conditioning cream, which has over 50% shea butter in it with essential oils that are very good for the strengthening our hair, such as tea tree oil. We also have our hair oil that's available. I put this on my edges of my braids to reduce the dryness that the braids have. What I've noticed since I've been using the shea conditioning cream is I don't get those little white things around my braids. Basically, that's the follicle coming out, and I didn't even know it. But that is what I don't want. But do I like braids? Yes, because my hair is natural, and I don't like doing it all the time. It's just take too much time. But I do know that with this shea conditioning cream, it works wonders with I was gonna say 4C hair, but just kinky hair that's in its natural texture. A little bit of this definitely goes a long way, along with all of the other body butters that we're offering. Thank you for that question. Yes, the dark spots, what we do offer is or I suggest is the turmeric and honey soap or the black soap. It's very good for acne, dark spots, and those discolorations that we just trying to fade and get rid of. I'm actively using a soap. My face has changed dramatically. I also have noticed the drying effects of using a product. So what I do use is this lotion. This lotion is it was created for a purpose of a lady being allergic to um coconut oil. She's allergic to nuts, so she couldn't use the shea body butter. So research was created, and we identified loving oils that are not skin clogging, so it won't clog the pores in your face. So some of the ingredients, or all of the ingredients in this lotion, includes vitamin E, jojoba oil, which mimics our sebum, our skin sebum. We also have shea butter, avocado oil, and we do have a natural preservative. Anytime you're working with water, and water gives life to anything, you want to make sure that it has a preservative, or you keep it refrigerated. But since we want to make sure that we have at least a 1 year shelf life of our products, we do add a natural preservative. So for the dark spots, I suggest either the shea, either this African black soap with turmeric and honey, or our shea butter turmeric soap to help fade those dark spots. Three things I noticed since using natural body products is that exfoliation is a good thing, to exfoliate your skin, to rid your skin of the dead skins. We have a lot of free radicals that hit our skin, and being able to kind of buff away those impurities and clean them is very beneficial. That's why I recommend a oat milk and honey soap, because it has that gentle exfoliating. I also have a Reggie soap that has a more aggressive exfoliation, because it has coffee beans in it. I don't even think we have any of those available, but they'll be back available soon. We also have a exfoliating scrub that is good, that you can use in the tub, or you can use this African net soap sponge. This sponge is about 42 inches long. It just helps you scrub your back. I lather this sponge up, and I can wash my whole body, and I feel very clean, and I don't have that gritty feeling that I used to have with taking a bath. At one point, I thought that it was because I didn't have any soft water in my home, because I moved out of my mama home and she had soft water. Y'all might not know what I'm talking about, but my mama had soft water in her house, and I could tell the difference when I left that soft water, baby. My skin started cutting up. Do you hear me? But I'm okay now. We okay, and maybe one day I'll buy that. Well, I probably ain't gonna buy that water system. It's just too expensive, and then the maintenance of it too. Like, no, it's just whatever. But that's my mama. She likes stuff like that. So yeah, lost my train of thought. Hopefully I didn't forget where I was at, y'all. I'm open to having dialogue. If you guys want to chime in and ask me some questions, I believe there may be some questions in the chat. Let me see.
There's a question.
I imagine. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go ahead and answer Miss Debbie question. Baby oil. Let's talk about baby oil. Mm-hmm. Real quickly, you guys. I ironically looked up what was in baby oil, a while back. And basically, look, now my phone is cutting up on me. Baby oil is not a natural derivative. It comes from a rock substance, whereas natural oils, which are plant-based oils, such as avocado oil, vegetable oil, jojoba oil, these come from tree nuts, almond oil. All these oils are extracted from a nut, which is what God put on the earth for us. Look, I have this thought process about these natural products because, when God created us, he created us from dust. Can I get an amen? And so if we created from dust and he put us on this planet with all these trees, he gave us everything we needed on this planet. But what we've been doing over centuries is allowing technology or influence to tell us what we should or shouldn't put on our skin. We left the motherland a while ago. So all the substances that they were using back there in Africa and where Nigeria, wherever location in Africa where they transported us from, a lot of it was left back there. And we basically use whatever was provided to us. And we go into these stores and pick up things because it smelled good, on sale. That was me. Let it be on sale and smell good. I was picking it up. But let me just give you some quick facts real quick, and then I'll get back into the sale of the product. Okay, so baby oil. Baby oil is a mineral oil that is made from petroleum. How ironic, I have some mineral oil right here. I was gonna do to show y'all how long it takes for mineral oil to absorb in your skin, but that's what baby oil basically is. It's mineral oil. It's made from petroleum. What is petroleum, you may ask? So petroleum is a mixture of hydrocarbons that are present in certain rock and can be extracted and refined to produce fluids, including gasoline, kerosene, and diesel. So this is some of the products that they are allowing us to utilize, or they're suggesting for us. But at the end of the day, let's just go to, at the end of the day, we got the FDA. So they're not allowing all the negative, harmful ingredients to be in the actual petroleum mineral oil. However, I did research on Johnson & Johnson because this is one of the most profound baby oils that I've seen. Baby oil is iconic and was produced in 1935. It was one of the, okay, so we're looking at baby oil that was sprung into existence in 1935. When I looked up the shea butter, and when shea butter was identified, it was identified back in the 14th century. These are decades, millenniums before this baby oil was even introduced. And you know what else I was curious about? I was like, when did they identify what eczema was? Because in the old school days, the people dealing with eczema. So I looked up eczema and found that eczema was basically brung around 1835? 1846 is when it was introduced. No, 1846 is when they started mass producing shea butter to Great Britain. I take that back. In 1933 is when atopic dermatitis was introduced to the public. So it makes sense as to why things are possibly going away that they're going with our skin, because we're kind of moving away from what really worked. Hopefully they did a good thing. We have last but not least, the yoni soap. I do have a yoni soap. I done got off the body. We got the yoni. Everybody on here got a yoni. For the most part, I think so. If you don't, it's okay. You can still use this soap too. But it helps your yoni pH. So naturally, it has a smell, but we're using this yoni soap. It balances the smell of our yoni. It's very popular. I can half the time can't keep those bars in stock because it's very beneficial in keeping your yoni smelling fresh and clean. So those are the items that I have available. Everything is in my opinion, and through the references that you'll see if you follow me on Instagram platforms, I put some of my reviews up. The products work awesome, extremely well. In some cases, better than store-bought products. So I think that this will be an experience for anyone that hasn't tried natural products to see and feel the difference. It definitely will be worth it. So I have any questions?
I think we have several in here. I'm gonna let's see. The question was,
oh, thank you.
What were three things?
My skin was glowing.
Oh, they asked about what were the three things, exfoliation and something else that you mentioned.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I got off a topic. Thank you. Exfoliation is one, cleaning your skin is another. You also may want to use a I use witch hazel. It's a astringent. It helps with when you're especially if you trying to get your face to be even tone. This most definitely helps with the irritations or oily skin. I have combination skin myself, so it's kind of oily in some areas and dry in others. It's actually like a T-zone. I learned that just by getting makeup, but it also helps with blemishes and skin irritation. So that's kind of like 2.5. The third thing is moisturizing your skin. You want to use a moisturizer. Okay. And that's why I would recommend this moisturizer for face and body, because it's a lotion, but it also moisturizes your face because you want to put moisture back in your face or your body as a whole, because anything that's dry, crack, and it don't feel good. It don't. We only get one body to take care of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yes. Let's see. I think so. We're gonna get this last question, and then also, Ebony, put your social media in there so they can follow you, and if they have more questions about your products. Also, I put the link in there to her online store that you can click on there and see all the things that she has and make purchases. You can even send her a message, right? You can even contact her if you have some more questions about her product.
Absolutely, I'm here for it.
All righty. Well, thank you so much for sharing your products and telling us about all this natural things. And I'm like you, if stuff smells good, I'll get it, but it's not,
it's not always good.
All right, let's see. She's gonna put her social media in the chat, and also visit her website so you can find out about her products that she has. And one more question, Ebony, the store you said, can you put that store in the chat? You said your
the Black store. Yeah, they're at the Black store off of Cullen Boulevard. Okay. On the south side. Okay. I'll put that in there. I'm actually put the address in here. Give me a second.
Okay, go ahead and do that. All right, so as Ebony is putting the thing in there, thank you so much for sharing your products and telling us more and how we need to be proactive about our skin. We're gonna go ahead, and I don't wanna hold you long, it's 8:08, so I'm gonna share this quick, how you can win this prize. Let me open up my PowerPoint, let's see. Figure out how to unmute you. I mean, not unmute you, but the spotlight off. Okay, there we go. So thank you for hanging out with us this long, and I hope that you were educated, inspired, motivated from our speakers tonight who shared some good information, and I appreciate all of you for joining us. This last thing here, this giveaway that we have, actually we have two. And the first one, do you see my screen? Thumbs up, y'all see my screen? I need to do it like that. Okay. Okay, so C. Williams, one of the sponsors of this workshop, they're giving a complimentary on-site 30-minute photo sessions, and this includes 2 edited photos. Additional time photos can be purchased. Additional time and photos may be purchased. And this, if you want to see if you can win this here, this is going to be happening. You have to book it next year, starting January 9th, 2023 through March 31st. But this is how you can win this here giveaway. Real easy. You're going to go, your step 1 is that you're going to follow Martha Mary 3. You're going to go follow that account. Then you're going to take a selfie of you inside the virtual workshop. Take a selfie of you proving that you were inside this workshop tonight. And then you're going to tag us as you post that on your social media. And then you're going to use the hashtag there, WIF Workshop 22. You're going to comment to that because I have this already on my Instagram. It's already there. So all you got to do is comment, tag your friend, and do your selfie and tag us. And whoever does that first, you will win this giveaway. You'll win this photo that C. Williams Photography is offering. Also, got one more. This here, this giveaway is from Mr. and Mrs. Harold and David Hagen. They're one of our sponsors, and they're sponsoring a $25 Amazon gift card. And here's how you win. If you brought someone to this workshop, let me see if I can stop sharing so I can see you, because I can't see y'all. The person that brought the most guests, you win. Stop sharing here. Okay, so who brought, anybody brought some guests with them today? Okay, Sean, anybody else? Okay, Miss Cassandra, you automatically win. Nobody did. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Okay, how many did you bring, Cassandra? Unmute yourself. I can't hear you.
Renita Thomas, Shirley Robertson, Ruby Carter was on. I don't know if she's still on.
I saw her. Mm-hmm.
And then Renee Webster Hicks.
All right. Thank you all for coming. So you get the gift card. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. And one of our sponsors on here tonight, she probably won't say anything, but she is on here, Miss Debbie Higgins. So she's gifted the Amazon gift card. And if you guys want that photo, take the photo session or whatever, go ahead and do those things. And I think we are by wrapping it up. Let me see. See the time. Oh, we're doing good. Let me remind you tomorrow. Do y'all see my screen? No.
Rarely.
Hold on. Okay, tomorrow, join us again. We're going to get started at 6:15. We're going to have our drawing meditation. Each night, we start off with the mind shift. Today, we did the journaling. Tomorrow, we're going to do some drawing meditation. And then we have Miss Shanique Williams. She's going to talk about our lungs. She's from American. She's going to be presenting from American Lung Association. And let's see who else. Then we also have Marcia Cole. She's going to bring us the word about come to Jesus broken, and he will restore, renew, and revive you, okay? And then at the end, for those of you who are entrepreneurs, have a small business or a side hustle, we're going to do some networking where we're going to go into, break out into sessions. And even if you don't have a business or whatever, and you want to learn more about other people and their business, we're going to break out into some sessions and do some networking where you can talk about your business or ask questions about someone that's in your group that may have a business, okay? All right, I think that's it. We're gonna go ahead and get ready to pray and dismiss. It's 8:14. Oh, I'm doing good, thank you, Lord. Let me stop sharing.
Hi, sorry, I just have one quick question.
Yes.
Is the Zoom link going to be the same for every night?
Yes, ma'am. It's the same
Okay.
every night. That was a good question. Anybody else? All right. Thank you guys so much for getting on here on a Tuesday evening. I hope to see you again tomorrow. Bring a friend. We got some more giveaways to share with all of you. And I'm going to go ahead and pray, and then we will be done, okay? Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you once again, Lord. We are just so grateful for what you have done tonight. Thank you for allowing us to gather together to learn and learn how we can be proactive about our health, God. Forgive us for slacking in that area. And you want us to take care of our health, our mind, body, and spirit, God. So help us to be more proactive in that area, Heavenly Father. Thank you for the speakers that came tonight and shared and educated us and motivated us and showed us some things that we may not have known or probably forgotten about. And we just thank you for them. Thank you for allowing Grace Me Company to come and share their all natural products, Lord. As you will bless them, bless every person that participated tonight, bless every woman that's on here and any men that are on here, bless them as well. God, we ask that you would just allow them to have a peaceful, restful night, sleep, God, and just bless their homes and their family members and those that are connected to them, Lord. We thank you for allowing us to have this platform to share you and to be encouraged by one another. We ask it all in Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Good night, y'all. Have a good evening.